do my cardio or not today. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thought I would still get in here for you lovely people. Get a coffee chat. See what's going on. We usually get some decent questions in here. It just restarted on me after 10 seconds of talking. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell. As usual, slept in late, been pretty congested. Had to take a Mucinex and clear all this stuff out of my sinuses last night, but I can still talk. I think we're good. So let's get in here and knock this out. If you guys would toss me some likes, be appreciated. Let me put up the Facebook page here. All right. Everybody will follow me on Facebook. All right, we got a few people watching already. Let's get some questions going on. Like I said, I'm still waking up. My first cup of coffee, but it's Sunday. I'm just going to work on client work. I'm going to stay in today because I got a bit of a head cold. So no reason I can't run this one a little while. Depending on what we get in here, we get some lively conversation. We might run it a little longer, and then we'll come up with a current events or Natty or not for tonight. So we got to keep all those going. Draw 45. Yeah, that doesn't work. CS, go. All right. Good morning, Coach. Morning to you, CM. See, the problem is CS is that the cold is inside my head. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. Some interference there. Okay. What's up, Jason? What's going on, Donnie? I'm just drinking my coffee. Like I said, I got a bit of a head cold waking up. If you guys would follow me on the Facebook page, I would appreciate that. I linked it right there. Give me a follow. Go down the road, like my stuff. All right. Well, CS, we're not going to do that. It's not how it works. How about instead I get sleep and hydration and fluids? Had a fever yesterday too. I had to take some ibuprofen to break it. I still managed to have a good workout yesterday, though. That's the thing. I'll have a good workout tomorrow. The audio sounded better. I didn't do anything to the audio. It could just be that I'm talking kind of soft. Yeah, no, the audio auto adjusts. It could be because I'm not raising my voice a lot. Probably matters. I should probably be a little more calm like this. Oh, well, I did that over a week ago, dude. I've done like 20 of these that way. Right. Issue is it does get in the way of my camera when you do that. Let me see if I can make it look more centered. It looks more centered in the back, but it's not. Oh, it's that dot. All right. Oh, well. What you going to do, right? What are we going to do? All right, guys, you got some topics we want to cover. I put out this morning, I finally put it up. People said, Jason, you've talked about push-pull legs. How would you structure one? What would you do for like a late novice or early intermediate? And I put one out for you guys today if you caught that. Also, I measured my arms with no pump on the live last night. So I'm at 16 inches cold now. And forearms are 14 and a half. No, we're coming along. I need to get that up. I feel like I need to add an inch to my arms as I get leaner. Probably be just about right. Be just about right. Yep. Yeah, it's a push-pull legs. Yeah, I did a 3-day push-pull legs. No. Hey, Donnie, if you could go down. It's dead in the algorithm right now, though. So if you could go down the road and just like all my stuff, I would appreciate it real quick if you would just top down there. It'll come back up. For a little while, it started blowing back up, and I got like 1,000 likes on some of the posts, and then it trickled back down. I made a boo-boo. I made a joke post that probably killed my algorithm. So I've got to build it back up, unfortunately. Most people take the measurements while they have a pump. I did it in the middle of the stream, so I was just sitting here chilling. It was like 30 minutes into the stream, and so we just did it. The pump doesn't count really. You just get in and just take the measurement. All right, I weigh in the mornings too. That's how I do it. Right now they're not full. I haven't had any breakfast. I'm fasted. I'm back on low carbs too. Coach, you may laugh at this, but do lifters with long fingers struggle to gain lower body mass? I can't add much mass compared to it. No, you gain muscle just fine. You may not look as full in the legs because of the length. It's just like for me, I have long arms, so it's harder to make them look big. So it's not that you're not reaching a size. It's that it just may not look as proportionately thick. That's why short guys look so much bigger, right? In terms of proportion. So that's why they win bodybuilding. That's why I don't think there's anyone on the Olympia stage taller than about 5'6", 5'7" right now. I've met some of these people. They're not the heights they advertise. So that's the issue there. Yeah, you're going to have some mechanic problems on the squats, but you can still gain legs, dude. Just keep pounding away. Remember some years ago you offered to coach. I don't think Ian's going to take me up. I did it because I felt like it would help him with the situation he's in. He then went kind of crazy on me, and we talked about it. We were going to do it. We did a call. TY, we literally got in a video call. We got in a Skype call, and we talked about it for an hour, and then he decided not to do it. So he was going to take me up. I would have done it. I don't know about right now. I don't know if I could deal with it. I have a lot of stuff going on. I don't need the extra personal drama. But it would have been good for both of our careers. In regards to your Facebook post about Menzer, I would recommend people looking at Arthur Jones' rise as an entrepreneur. He basically advocated HIIT in order to sell models and machines. The research used to advocate it was bad. And people keep citing Dorian. I feel like I need to discuss some further videos about Dorian versus Menzer. And because the reason I'm bringing that up, my Facebook is flooded with Menzer stuff every day, and all these quotes and video clips of Menzer. And Menzer is nuts. Like the things that he said about training in his final years, and he was putting out all this information in seminars and magazine writings were crazy. And I don't think people understand that. I mean, he's literally there talking about you can gain optimal muscle growth doing 1 set per week. And he's adamant about it, like to the point of explaining why it has to be true. I'm sorry, guys, but nobody gets jacked doing 1 set per week. I'm going to go down and say at the bare minimum, if you wanted to be an absolute minimalist, right? CM, send me the link on Facebook or something. No, I'm not aware of it. But yeah, I mean, I would say if someone wanted to go the lowest volumes possible and still make good gains, 3 really, really hard sets. But they better be hard, right? They better be hard. And if you're not have seen progressive overload, it's not good. It may not work here. Plus, CM, it's going to be hard for me to find it later. Can you put it under a video then in the comments? I can go through and approve links manually later. Are you a fan of the air bike, Coach? Can you get a solid workout in less than? I mean, in theory, I think the air bikes are fine. I'm not a big fan because they blow stuff everywhere. I guess it's a good way to blow your garage out, though. But no, I mean, I think they're fine. They're perfectly good cardio too. Right? Your video on how the body weight affects squat, bench, and deadlift is informative and rebukes the myth of aggressive bulking. Yeah, absolutely. And we need to understand that with the aggressive bulking, it's just fat. it is only gaining body fat. Even the extra leverage you're getting on those big lifts is not going to stimulate more growth because it's reducing tension in the fiber to move that extra 10 pounds. So it doesn't work, right? You know, that's the other thing too. 3 is more. Dorian did a 15 sets per muscle group though. Yeah, Dorian's warm-up sets would be most people's work sets. Because he had 1 rep in reserve. Think about that. Because they weren't to failure, they counted them as warm-ups. I mean, but it again, you look at Dorian's training and it's like, oh, let's do 2 sets with 405 for 8 reps on a barbell ring. And because he could rest pause to get to 10 on the 3rd set, the first 2 were warm-ups. In anyone else's world, those are insane work sets. So as people have pointed out, when you look at Dorian's training, he did about 15 sets a week per muscle. Okay. But what were those sets like? It was, out of those 15, 10 of them were hard sets that would still be growth. And then 5 of them were insane sets using intensity techniques. So this is just not true. So yeah, he did something like 12 to 15. But he trained hard, and I think people forget that. I think all that stuff is what caused him to get hurt. All the intensity techniques, because the data doesn't even show intensity techniques to help us gain muscle past being a novice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. See him. Thank you. Your video on how, yeah, I've already covered that. All right. Let me hop over and I'll get over and check that out real quick. So it's probably going to go to the held. It didn't. Well, it's going to take it. It's not giving me stuff in real time all of a sudden. All right. It's not giving me stuff in real time. They're taking a minute to load. Cool. So I'll check it out. And if you get a chance, if you can Facebook or something that to me, I would appreciate it. All right. I would appreciate it, guys. Okay. Also, if anyone else, if you guys can follow me on the page, I appreciate the follows I got there, guys. There we go. Yeah, see him. Give me a follow there, please, and go down the road and toss a brother some likes. I would appreciate it. It would be greatly appreciated. All right. Chad Life, exercise to build leg strength for elderly patients with osteoporosis in a hip and low back. What are they capable of doing? I mean, I would start with some bodyweight squats, like bodyweight squats to a box, bodyweight squats to a high box if you need to. Okay. That's where I'd start. Talking about elderly patient and a Chad Life, do you need to turn him into a Chad is what you need to do. Get him up on the box squat. All right. Turn grandpa into Chad Paul. That way he'll be clapping cheeks in the nursing home. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, put him on the box, bodyweight box squats, and then build up from there. You're going to need to find a way to get some sort of hip hinging in, even if it has to just some lightweight. Do limited range of motion RDLs and some box squats and just start building them up. I mean, it can obviously be super light. You know, absolute box squats must carry RDLs. Yeah. Again, I really like the box squats learning for older people like that who struggle with the bracing and tightness. Put them on the box, and then especially if they have knee issues, because it's so much easier on the knees, just build them up on the box squat. It works phenomenally well for that demographic. You probably don't ever need him to actually do a back squat. I reposted it. It should work now. All right. Let's see where it went. Yeah, there it goes. I think that's it. See, perfect leg workout. Oh man, where did he post that at? Can't open it. Is he gonna pretend his legs are stronger than mine now? All right. Cool. Okay. He posted on his YouTube and then he changed it. All right. Where did he put it at? He put it in a video or did he put it in his community tab? Gavin says, good morning, Jason. Good morning to you, Gavin. Box squat depth. Chad, get him below parallel eventually, but if you need to start him on an 18-inch box or a 16-inch box, like above parallel, just to get him moving, him or her, I didn't even say if it's a he or she, I would put him on a high box, and then you can improve range of motion over time on that. People talk about, when you guys mention stronger by body weight, I hope that you're calculating it based on Wilks, because it doesn't, no one uses multipliers in any strength sport. Nobody uses pound for pound. They use Wilks or dots for a reason, because they know the others don't scale. For example, half Thor is actually pretty weak pound for pound. Like, do you see how that sounds? Half Thor, when he won the world's strongest man and all that stuff, pound for pound, most of his lifts wouldn't even be elite. Like if you go look at his big lifts, his squat, bench, deadlift, press, they're advanced lifts. They're not even elite lifts. But he was just the world's strongest man. That's why we don't use pound for pound. It's a cope. And I get there's a reason weight classes are not the same as pound for pound. So you have to understand that there are coefficients they run to normalize it based on body weight, based on age, based on gender. So in other words, we have those calculations in place so that you can literally compare this stuff correctly, but no one uses the body weight multipliers. Yeah, I mean, I'm stronger than 99.5% of the gym going population in their 20s. So at my age, I'm in the top percentile of strength athletes. Not people who work out, but actual competitors. So, and other competitors have come in and said that. So I don't know why people don't. They lose track of that. But I'm going to get stronger again still. We're going to work on it. I'm going to get my arms up. I'm going to get leaner. I need bigger arms. I need a little better upper teddy shelf. And I need to get my squat, bench, and deadlift up higher before we get to 50. Those are the goals, right? We're going to do it natural too. Watch. I'm natural now, just like the noble Natties. You know I'm natural because I said I'm natural. That's how it works. I'm going to start putting natural in all my tags. That's how you know somebody's natural. They tell you. They brag about it. That's how you know, right? Call yourself a natural bodybuilder. Put hashtag Natty life. That's the best way to tell if someone's natural. It's kind of like a vegan. They'll let you know. All right. Back, I'm going to put it in my default. Let me come over. While you guys are reminding me, we're gonna do that. Go to my channel settings, upload defaults. Put natural. Natural. There we go. Right there. Done. That's it, man. That's the definition of a natural. A person who tells you they're natural. That's the internet definition. Someone says, and what is a natural? It's someone who tells you they are, right? And the more they tell you, the more natural they are. It's natural as drug. No, and why are you gonna call that man out? He was obviously natural. Those are just some mosquito bites in spots that just conveniently look like site injection points. Those mosquitoes just knew right where the muscle bellies were. Mosquitoes are smart, dude. I'm telling you. He should have done a video explaining that he got bit out in Louisiana, out in the swamp. He got bit by a bunch of mosquitoes right before those photos he shows every time. And they just happened to get him on things like the lateral head of both triceps, the lateral head of both of his delts, things like that, right? With perfect accuracy on both sides, I mean, it happens. I mean, it's really not his fault. Also, you're just being jealous. That's what it is, TY. You're just being jealous of Doug Miller. You're being a hater. Because you can't achieve what he could without trend, and he must not be able to. See? And these kids buy this stuff, by the way. I mean, that's what's scary. Chad Life, how to fix severe low back tightness that occurs every single leg day. Fix your hamstrings. Chad, what are you doing for your hamstrings? Do you do any lengthened position work for your hamstrings? Do you do any reverse hypers? Also, what's your positioning look like on your squats? We got any side footage of what your squats look like? You see what's going on with your pelvis position. Also need to make sure you're not doing stuff like overextending at the top of squats, and then you complain if your back hurts. When people hump the air in front of them at the top of a squat, like when they do a squat and it looks like a dog taking a shit between reps at the top, that's usually a problem. All right. In that case, Chad Life, it sounds okay. You're doing good mornings. So we know we're getting a Lincoln position exercise, so that fixes that. I'd look at your squat position, especially look at your squat lockouts, watch your pelvis position. Failing that, I would start getting some high rep pump work for your lower back. If you don't have a reverse hyper, maybe start doing some high rep banded good mornings with just a band, or don't stand on it, put it over your neck. Get some blood flow to that area. I'm 28 and had my test level checked twice. Came back 249. The second came back at 214. Should I hop on TRT? I would have done it after the first one. All right. T-carb, you have to be symptomatic for. No, not necessarily. You just have to be low. I go to an old school bodybuilding powerlifting gym, and there's this guy I watch who deadlift 610 for 9 reps, and he claims Natty. Whoo. Hey, Janoy, do you think it's appropriate to talk about my dead ex-wife? I mean, I've noticed I'm not shook, but here's what I would say to you. What do you think that says about you as a person? Keep in mind, dude, I'm not shook or bothered. I'm more concerned for your own mindset. I'm concerned about you as a person, bro. What is it that you're feeling inside that makes you feel the need to do that? Like, did something happen to you that you need to talk about? I mean, I get it, dude. I've suffered a lot of trauma myself in my life, and we all have ways of taking it out. But man, there's healthier ways to deal with it than stuff like that, And that's all I'm going to say about that gym away. All right, what else we got? But yeah, self-improvement, 610 for 9 reps. And whoo, how big is he, by the way? I mean, I've had a drug-free lifter do 550 for 10 with straps, but the guy was like 6'3", 270 pounds. You know, he was Slavic. It's one of my Eastern European clients. You know, like living in Croatia. So, Cold Services, rest in peace. Yeah, I mean, she is. It was actually really kind of tragic, unfortunately. And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but it kind of sucked because it was something that was an issue when her and I were together. Something that we had arguments over is actually what she ultimately died from. Unfortunately, it was a big factor. It was a case of essentially a medical doctor told me once when we were married, if you do not make her stop smoking cigarettes, she is going to die. You have an obligation as her husband to stop her. And I tried. Like I used to hide them, I used to throw them away, and we fought over it. And unfortunately, that's what happened. And she left her child without a mother on Christmas Eve. Do you use? Yeah, I have an Instagram. I'm not super active on it. They just kicked me the bonus yesterday, though, to like start to pay me a bonus. So it's already trickling up some stuff. So I'm gonna make sure I cross post some of my stuff there a little more. I need to grow the Instagram. I need to grow it a little more, but it's mostly just my Facebook reels and stuff reposted because I have a business page. So my Facebook cross does all of it when I hit the button on it. I need to do a little. I should probably upload my full vlogs and stuff there. No, I will never. I'll get to that in a minute, guys. I don't know. I think NH has been active, hasn't he? The guy's about 5'10", probably weighs 220. He's not shredded. He's not fat either. He has bicep veins bulging out. Yeah, I do. Hold on, I got to blow my nose. I'm still kind of sick here. I was clearing stuff out all night. Yeah, I mean, he's probably not Natty. Donnie, have you ever tried cigarettes? Nope, I haven't, but it blows me away how hard people say that. They're super hard to quit. I've never smoked because both my parents smoked and I hated it growing up, so I refused to. Is Jordan Yao Fitness Natty or not? He has a big channel. Hold on, let me add that to the list. Okay. I need a safe dose of Primo for women to ensure 50 is pretty safe per week. It was real Primo. A lot of women get away with 100 with no issues. 50 is a good baseline to assess. Of course, I'm living that natty life now, but I don't mind giving advice on this stuff. All right. Living that natty life. We're going to call it that natty life. Not to be confused with Natty Light, the beer, because I'm sober. I'm a week away from my 6 year since my last drink. I need to check the exact date. Is anyone celebrating Chinese New Year in Houston that you've been seeing? I haven't seen it in my area, but there's an enormous Asian community in my area. So like just like all around me. So, but I haven't seen it yet. It could be. So we have where I live there. There's a lot of both Chinese and Vietnamese are extremely common, like right in my area. So, but no, I haven't seen it. Just hit 18 months in December. Can't see myself. T-carp. I'm never drinking again. I made it through some breakups. I made it through some deaths. So for me, the really strong one, my test the first couple of years was when the anniversary of my mom's death. So I used to get drunk on my anniversary of my mom's death every year, and with my bro. I call him my brother. I'm not going to get into why. We call each other brothers. We introduce each other that way. He used to get drunk with me too. But he doesn't obviously anymore. Like he would just show up with a tequila. But for me, that was always the test. And the same thing when my cousin died a couple of years back. We were super close, and I saw him I hung out with him 4 hours before he died. And that hit me hard. So my bro had to stop me from going to the store to get drunk. But other than that, I've been good. Like I've been pretty strong with it. I don't think about him. We don't need to discuss him at all. Door facts. Because here's what's going to happen. If I start talking trash, he gets all wound up, and then he's going to create problems. And then I'm going to have to pop him. And I just don't want that. I don't need that. Right? I don't need to hire a lawyer. He already knows that that's what's going to happen if he shows up. I've told the police, told his dad. So we'll just leave it alone, dude. Let's just leave him off the radar so that we don't create further drama. So, all right. So can we do that, Dora facts? T-carp, same for me and my grandfather's death. After I broke the habit of going to the store, automatically going to the beer section, I was good. CS, not that. I don't know what you mean in quotations by gun. No, he didn't show me anything sexually inappropriate. And we've already discussed this. It was a really cheap Smith & Wesson, like a $300 throwaway. Like what we would call a throwaway gun. But no, so don't try to make it into something it wasn't. CS, there's no need to do that, man. Yeah, T-carp. So 18 months though, dude, you're doing good. Like I said, I've held pretty good, and I pretty much know I'm never going to drink again. I've had some major tragic events to where normally would have made me drink, and I didn't. I had the one close call, and I didn't do it. I have no plans to even renew my passport right now. If that answers your question. Tentatively, I have no desire to even renew my passport. It's expired. I do not even have an active passport. And at this time, I don't feel the need to do that. Unless Texas leaves the U.S. and I need one to travel to the United States. But I don't think that's going to happen after this election. Have you ever been to Vegas? No, I have not been to Vegas. My parents used to go to Vegas a lot. I have never personally been. I would have gone for that one powerlifting meet had I gone to nationals that year. But would you? No, I'm actually not a Texas secessionist, believe it or not. I'm very proud of my home state, but I'm actually not in part of the Texas movement. I'm not in it. I have friends who are. Like I have friends who are, my tight inner circle who's absolutely support it, and they know that I don't, and that's cool. Um, I don't think it would be a wise move. It's one of those where philosophically, I totally get it. Philosophically, I think it's kind of a cool idea. Practically, pragmatically, I think it's a horrible idea. See how we can hold those viewpoints when we look at things? Something we could say, that's really cool. Philosophically, I can back that, but if you actually did it, it would end horribly. Don't do it. Who has the highest IQ of someone you've ever met? My sister. That's not true, actually. I did meet someone higher. Like when I know their IQs. My childhood medical doctor. My mom worked for him for a while. If you could have coffee with someone from the past, who would it be? My mom. All right. Let's see. No, I don't watch Eric's silly stuff, dude. I'm not interested. All right. On the topic of Texas, does that mean you don't support the Storm's Close making it independent Skyrim? All right. I don't know about that. Hey, everybody, it's Jared Trineski here. Guys, I got a cold. I'm not doing invitations today. I've had serious drainage all night. I got to throw a towel in the water. I had a towel in my bed I was using to blow all the snot in after the Mucinex. Yeah, guys, I'm not up for impressions this morning until my sinuses clear out more. I've got a pretty intense head cold. I probably drained a cup full of snot last night. It's a disgusting amount. All right. I took another Mucinex this morning. I'm hoping it'll knock the rest out. Is marriage a dangerous gamble for people in the U.S.? No, I don't necessarily think it is. I don't think that it is. But I mean, I suppose anything's a dangerous gamble, depending on how you look at it. Cold would actually help with an Israel impression. And if always congested for some reason, right? By the translate. No, Ryan, I am twice divorced. And I'm not saying I wouldn't ever remarry. I'm not going to get into my personal life, but I actually had a situation to where I talked about it with someone a while back. And we are not together. But no. And the internet has no clue, which has been perfect. Trump thinks working out is a dangerous gamble. What? I don't think he thinks that. Israel has his own set of con men issues. All right. What else we got going? Thoughts on India? I don't think about India at all. I mean, no offense to anybody. It's not something I sit around thinking about. And it seems like a weird question. Thoughts on some country? Well, I think it's a country with a really big GDP and a high population. Maybe it's kind of a little bit of a tech center, and it's in South Asia. and it's got a flag with 3 colors on it. There's multiple major religions there. There's Hindu. There's Sikh. What are we looking for here, Ryan? Favorite Indian pop band? I have never heard of the term Indian pop band in my life. All right, next. Does your area have a large Indian population? No, not here, not in this area. Other parts of the Houston area do. There was the area I lived in before a few years ago did that a fair amount. I've actually met some Sikhs and stuff there, but up here, no. So not in Spring, to my knowledge. Are you a fan of the curry? Some curry is pretty good, actually. I learned to like curry a bit when I lived in the UK. Do you listen? I'm not a big Static X fan. They had some songs back in the day, but musically, I don't find them inspiring. Right? I just don't find them inspiring. It's not my thing. I'm not going to answer questions like that in my stream, Radish, because people try to spin me as a racist, and so I would rather not go into discussions of genetic predispositions of ethnic groups if I can avoid it. Sorry. What's the source of your calm in the midst of hostility? Ram, here's the thing. People have thrown everything humanly possible at me. I've survived. I'm here. Who cares? Say it out loud. I mean, I vlog every single workout. All you have to do to literally know the exact number of reps I did with a 28-pound dumbbell yesterday is to look at my videos. I'm just saying, dude. I mean, I do go out of my way to vlog every single workout and document it for 5-6 years straight. I don't do a single rep outside of warm-ups that doesn't go on the internet, both the video and the numbers listed underneath. So you can go through I did 6 workouts this week, and if you look at the description, you can literally see it all written out. They're all there. You see how much reps I did with 315 on the bench. You can see my incline work after my dumbbell incline, all my tricep work. It literally tells you how many reps I did on everything with how much weight. It's all there. Do you think you need an above average IQ to be a good coach? I think the average fitness influencer and coach is not that bright, to be honest. Why do women like yoga and Pilates so much? Cultural reasons. Your relationship. I haven't talked to Alan Roberts in a long time. I don't even know what he's up to. I have no idea what he's up to. I had a couple of brief chats with him in private maybe 5 years ago. I think it's been that long. And I don't think I've heard a single peep from him since. Ryan, because they're crazy weirdos. The latter is legitimately offensive, given that I'm a known abuse survivor. And my first wife admitted that when trolls contacted her. Like, she knew about it from my mom and everything. So that's literally people being pedophiles themselves projecting it onto me. Have you ever? Yes, and I'm not going to go into what my IQ is. I've had my IQ tested by a psychologist growing up. I know what it is. I'm not going to discuss it. Is John Bravo a diva like Fight Times Production says? I don't know. What about Vince G? I don't think anyone has heard anything from Vince G in a decade. I don't think anyone has even said his name. I would never smoke a disgusting ass cigar, dude. Like, do you guys want to die? Like, I don't understand why you would do something like that. I mean, it's not like they give you muscle. Like, I don't understand why. I mean, I get why people use steroids, right? That makes sense. But why would you do something just as dangerous that's going to give you cancer that doesn't get you bigger or stronger? I don't understand that. Is bone broth good for you? Maybe. You think AI can do a good job strength programming? AI cannot coach people. Um, John said hello to me the other day. I don't know. Maybe that would be interesting because my perspective would be very, very, very different, obviously, than the people from the outside making stuff. Because my own life experience and my motivations don't match any of it. Um, I don't even think misunderstood is the word, TY. I think people have just straight up slandered me and fabricated insane levels of rumors and evidence for those rumors. So I don't know that misunderstood is the right word, other than just straight up slandered and an effigy of me created, not based on reality. So I don't know if that's a misunderstanding. Because it's not even me that people misunderstand or hate. It is literally a persona that has been created by other people with my name and image on it. So it's not even me at that point. So, yeah. Ezekiel says I'm 5'11", 180 pounds. Natty was 16-inch arms. Poor. No, that's great arm genetics. Are Siberian tigers stronger than Ursi brown bears? I don't know. You'd have to ask a biologist. You're using SARMs. SARMs are junk. They're junk. Do you think YouTube fitness is collective has progressed or regressed since you started? I don't know how to answer that. You definitely have the thickest skin on YouTube, right? Well, it's like I've said, TY, I've survived some horrific stuff in my life. This is mild in comparison. This is mild in comparison, dude. It's not even in the realm. So, 15 to 16 YouTube fitness was amazing. The middle years. I think of that as the middle years. I'm realizing that's been a long time ago now. Because I was already in it like 3 to 4 years already when that era hit. Safest steroid SARMs to use. SARMs, why are you asking me about SARMs? Only ass clowns use SARMs. And only con men sell and promote them. And no, I'm not going to give a full breakdown of the safest steroids. You can do your research. It's going to be dependent on a lot of factors. If you're going to talk absolute safest, test Mandrelo and Primo. Be your top 3. An oral will never be the safest. Just biologically impossible. Is 5x10 on accessory lift sustainable? I'm sure you said big compounds. It isn't. Yeah, it can be. What's your 1 rep max on the push press? I can't even lock out an overhead, so I don't know. 0. So I don't think I can actually lock a push press even with the barbell. So it's less than the bar. It's 0. Do you think one could drink 1 to 2 glasses of wine per week and live long? I'm not going to promote alcohol on my channel, Ezekiel. You know that I have an extremely, extremely anti-alcohol position. And I don't mind people drinking around me, but I will not tolerate it. I don't support it. I don't buy drinks. And I will not support alcohol. That's literally like going to a Christian's channel and asking them, are they okay with dabbling in Satanism once a week? Do they think it's okay? So no, I'm not going to give you a pro-alcohol statement. Fair? I think it has no redeeming qualities. I think alcohol is quite possibly the most evil substance that has ever been created on the face of the earth, with enormous wide-scale harm, death, suffering, and carnage, with no redeeming qualities. That's my actual belief. That's my no BS. Like if I were to set aside and not be objective and just give you my opinion, that is my opinion. And I legitimately feel that way. I have nothing but hatred for alcohol. And I truly believe the world is a worse place for it even existing. Generally speaking, with 250 tests, be safe, but maybe most effective supplements for strength training, creatine and protein. That's it. Probably nothing else that's even useful for that particularly. I was thinking about doing 5x10 belt squat reverse hypers. I mean, if you do that. TY, I don't know if I have a favorite car. So what are we looking for as favorite? How are we defining that? Because my favorite muscle cars, classic cars, is not something I'd want to have as a daily driver. It'd be horribly inconvenient. So you're talking about would be a favorite car to drive every day? What I think would be the coolest car to own? There's some differences. So, I mean, I guess my favorite car that if I could have one just to have and go drive for 10 minutes once a week would be, I guess, a 68 Camaro. But it certainly wouldn't be a daily driver. Do you think creatine is useless for muscle gain? No, it's just very, very minor. Are all your haters? No, but I think most of them are. I don't know how much fiber I get right now. Whatever's in my peanut butter and avocados and, keep in mind, I eat mostly whole foods. I mean, I don't know. I need to add it up. I probably get somewhere between 30 and 50 grams a day. But it depends on what I eat that day. You're using machine training as a recovery method after years away from the gym. No, you get them in some light dumbbells. You don't need machines to start up. How much fiber? Nice choice. What will be your reaction if you see Eric Konevsky in person? I need a context, Ryan. You talking about Konevsky showing up somewhere where I'm already at or at my home intentionally? You can ask him what I told him in person, like one-on-one. We've had a conversation. I have made it clear it will not end well. Do not approach me. I've given him a legal warning. That's it. When he wanted to come collab with me, he sent me messages. I'm like, dude, don't show up. Do not come within 50 yards of me. Now, if I happen to be at an event and we both happen to be there, if he's chill, I'm going to be chill. But he needs to leave me alone. How to avoid left delt taking over barbell bench press. Feels like fix your form. Do I get recognized? I don't get recognized always that often. How do I put it? Like people admitting they recognize me do maybe 4 or 5 times a year at most. Have I been places and then had people on social media or somewhere say, dude, I think I saw you here, and I was totally there. But they didn't come say anything to me. But yeah, I mean, I've had 3 recognitions in the middle of a Walmart at different times. Starbucks. Anytime I go into any gym anywhere, I'm going to be recognized. So I was walking down the street, whatever, out shopping. In the airport. But I've had people also, I had someone say, dude, I was getting on a Delta flight yesterday and I swear it was you getting off of a Delta flight landing at Bush, right? And I totally was. I literally was on a Delta flight and had landed in a terminal to get home at Bush Airport, Bush Intercontinental. So, I mean, that's happened. I don't know what happened to Brandy. I haven't followed what Konevsky's doing. I just don't care. In your experience, you feel better? Yeah, I do. I feel better, leaner. I was in a commercial gym last year, and I'm not going to talk about all of it, but October. Coach, you ever have a fan meet and greet in an expo? I don't know about that. Maybe. There could be problems. I don't know. People act like there'd be problems, but there wasn't last time. I had multiple people threaten to assault me when they knew I was going to Body Power, and nobody actually did. Jeff Side ran when he saw me. He didn't want anything to do with me. Especially when he probably realized I was twice his size. Like, I can't believe that little dude puts fake stats online. Oh my God. 6 foot tall, 200 pounds with 18-inch arms. And I'm like, dude, he was about 165 pounds, 5'9". His arms were probably smaller than mine are right now. And it's just like, wow, dude. So fake. But yeah, he was going to whoop my ass. Said he was going to do it. Posted it on social media. And I clapped back, and he didn't want anything to do with me. I don't know why. Maybe because I told him I was going to bite his nose off and spit it back in his face and ruin his modeling career. And it get hit in the face turns me on, makes my dick hard. So, do you think Jeff's not Natty? No, he's not Natty. He's IFBB pro. I mean, he was a wrestler, but Radish, and that's the thing. He threatened me though, and he probably is a good fighter, but he didn't like my response because it wasn't what he thought he was going to get. I was very detailed in my response. And I think that's reasonable, dude. I mean, if a guy wants to pick a fight and I know he's a model, I'm going to ruin his career. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, you hit me first, I'm going to ruin your life. Why wouldn't you? There has to be consequences. Yeah, I also threatened to bend him over. I did threaten that. But he probably liked that part. I mean, it's just the nose biting he was probably worried about. But I mean, that's realistically what happens in a fight. You should bite people. You should grab something and hit them. If you don't have a weapon, find one. I mean, are you there to win or not? Well, everyone should fight to win. Like, it's you don't let the person never get back up. They should never be able to continue the fight. That doesn't make sense. Like, why would you allow them to be able to attack you again? You need to permanently neutralize the threat. You need to minimum cripple them. Someone puts their hand on you. Like, you don't ever give them the opportunity to do it again. See any big spiders where you're at? I hate spiders. I kill all spiders I see. I have arachnophobia. A lot of people don't know that. No, I don't read any manga. Is Jeff Kettler? No, there's no way. Are you still? Yeah, I quit doing it, and I've noticed now that I've got my sleep fixed and I've fixed my pillow situation. And I quit doing it. My neck is doing 95% better. I almost have that crit resolved. So you guys probably noticed in the things. Jeff is definitely not that. He's IFBB pro, dude. Come on, it's not how it works. There's a certain look. It's not even about size. You still have this silver play button? Yeah, I still have it. Should I start getting the silver play button out? Hold on. Let me see. I think I know where it is. Let me check. Yep. All right. I should probably hang it on the wall. What do you guys think? All right. Yeah, we have stink bugs in Houston. Play button doesn't say Natty. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? Hold on, I'll see if you guys want to hear any guitar. I need to practice more. And I'll wind this down in a minute, get some more coffee. All right. Let's see. We did some AC/DC last time. Coffee chat. What do we got? Let's some blues. What do you guys think? A little bit of. All right. I'm not warmed up. I haven't done any practicing yet. All right. No, NH hasn't sent any more gifts. They ran out of money. What's your most massive body part, back or quads? Probably my calves, man. All right, probably my calves, dudes. Although probably that could be my lats. Has anyone ever sent you fan art? I've had some troll stuff. I've had some other nice stuff sent before. Do you have a favorite blues artist? Stevie Ray Vaughan. King Bruce, can you explain how to train and increase your fast twitch muscle fibers? Yeah, take sets close to failure. Train slow twitch only. Stay really far from failure. There you go. They're not going to grow, though, by the way, that much once you finish your new gains. All right. I don't know. I bet my calves are probably 16 and a half. I don't know, Ezekiel. Now, we're past an hour, though, guys. I think there's still 30 people in here, though. Still 30 people. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go refill my coffee. I'm going to leave this running, and I'll come back. Did you play? Yeah, that was a Texas flavor. All right. I don't know. Are my calves bigger than 16? I bet you they're not. I don't know if I want to try to put my leg up here. Let me see. I don't think that they're much bigger than 16, honestly. Nope. 16 and a half. So I'm almost proportionate. I need to add a half inch to my arms to be in proportion. All right. So guys, he's really having a fling. No, it wasn't an Asian girl. No, that one wasn't. Well, I don't know what they're saying with the thing because I've never been with a girl Taiwanese. I've been with Chinese, but never from Taiwan. Fast switch fiber. On an average everyday life, do people mostly use their fast switch, their slow twitch, almost exclusively? What age did I lose? I still haven't lost all of it. It started thinning. So, Ryan, I still have to shave it, so I haven't lost all of it. The thinning, I want to say 26, 27, it started thinning. I think that's about right. If I had to estimate, I would say by 30, I probably lost 20% of it. And I'm probably at about 50% hair loss now. I don't know. I don't know what my neck measurement is. How do I set this to look right on the camera? Let's see what my neck is. I'm actually curious. We measured biceps and forearms yesterday. We did calves today. Let's unmeasure that. Because I'm trying to do this like a mirror image here. My neck. That's not the biggest part, is it? It's probably 18. 18-ish, 17 and a half, whatever. I can't get it around the neck. We'll just call it 17 and a half, whatever, man. Is slow twitch better because more endurance? No, slow twitch fibers stop growing really fast, reddish. So I've done whole videos of that, of explaining how that works. Like your slow twitch fibers stop hypertrophying really, really fast. Even your intermediate, you're going to get very little growth from them after a couple of years of training. Is Ken a body daddy? Probably not. Why would he be? My hair started thinning at 16. Oh, look a pic from junior high, like, right? We're not going to discuss my penile size, guys. CS, bro. My chest. I still may start an OnlyFans. And that will end all the silly micro penis. Oh, Lord. My chest also gets tired from pull-ups. I cannot superset bench and pull-ups, bad form. About to sneeze here, guys. I still got a cold. Okay. Yeah, dude, I don't know why anyone's worried about hair loss. I don't do high doses of tests. Actually, I'm Natty now, dude. What are you talking about? Okay. There you go, bottle. You have to be subbed. Although we're going to wind this down here shortly. We're down under 30 followers. Does RF have better size? I think he's got a better physique than NH, personally. How often can you do cable rows? I mean, how often are you training your back? Why would I want to collab with Jay Masters? What does he bring to the table that I would find interesting? Keep in mind, I don't know a lot about the guy. I sent you a DM messenger for coaching call. Let me check. Okay, cool. I just saw it. Cool. Xavier, I'm going to send you the link on the basic info real quick. And then if you'll just fill all that out and hit me back, just give me the basics there. And I'll take it from there, dude. Just get back to me. I do mine every other day sitting at 210. That's a lot. I mean, I used to do really high frequency lat training. I quite frankly, Radish, it ends at the end of this month. So if you want the 200, you should probably get an application in now. Yeah, I mean, model depends on what you're doing. I personally only do my back once a week now. But then again, I also deadlift and do pullovers and other stuff. I mean, depending on your total volume and what you're doing, you probably do fine with it. Who would win in a fight, natural hypertrophy or Eric Bugenhagen? Let's set aside the strength. Bugenhagen is a trained wrestler. He was a D1 wrestler. He actually knows how to fight. I don't think natural hypertrophy knows how to fight. So that pretty much sums it up. So instead of asking the names, you should say, who would win in a fight? A person who probably has no fighting training, who is semi-strong versus a guy who is insanely strong with years and years of fighting training. Like, is this even a discussion? Any bad blood with pocket liner? I don't know. There could be, yeah, in theory. I don't know. I don't have a beef with him, but he might not like me. Is Martin Verkham's volume? I think his volumes are too low, but he for what he put out, the information was useful for that demographic. Deadlift destroyed by CNS? Really? You know that's a myth, right? You do know that's been completely debunked in the lab. Heavy lifting doesn't actually fatigue the CNS. Did you know that a 100-meter jog creates more CNS fatigue than a 700-pound deadlift does? It's like 10 times as much. So if you're concerned with CNS fatigue, cardio is your absolute enemy. You could lift heavy every day and never have an issue. But you didn't get CNS fatigue, bottle. Right? Which influencer do you like the least at the moment? Probably natural hypertrophy. I don't think NH is that intelligent, to be fair. He's probably average. He could be slightly above. But there's a lot of issues with his chains of logic. He's manipulative, right? He's manipulative, but I wouldn't necessarily put him as an extremely intelligent. He's obviously a little above average. I'd give him that. But again, he's a very manipulative person, and you know, if you are well read, you know it is playbook. Well, they can be intelligent. They generally are to some extent. But that doesn't mean they're ultra intelligent. I mean, but his whole playbook is The Prince, written by Niccolo Machiavelli. That's his entire playbook, that book. All right, Jason, I'm making gains on 2 times a week full body training. I know it's not ideal, but it works with my schedule. Then run with it. BCAAs are documented to be a scam. This is not even debated anymore. Like, there's no debate. There's no further discussion. They do literally nothing for muscle growth or recovery, confirmed in multiple meta-analysis. They were always a scam, just like I told you guys they were. Is a little bit of knee bend on the good morning a variable? Yes. A little bit of knee bend is correct. You should do the 1 chip challenge. I don't know what that means. 6 times a week push-pull leg. I think for older lifters, that's going to destroy your joints. How about you do a body part split instead? That's what I do. At 48, I do a 5 to 6 day body part split. I don't train anything more than once. But I'm also moving some big weights. especially relative for my age. Because, you know, I mean, for me, an average week, I'm going to have 315 on work sets on bench. I'm going to have 550 for work sets on the deadlift. I'm going to squat 500 plus pounds most weeks. I mean, I'm not in here trying to do some of these exercises twice a week. Branch chain aminos. Non-debatable. Sorry, non-negotiable. Branch lane aminos, pretty much. Jason, you should do a spicy food challenge. It'd be very low effort and probably get a lot of views. I don't handle spicy really well. Like I'd be draining and snot everywhere. Yeah, I really like training muscles once a week. Definitely way to go. It's fun. Yep. I mean, I got good results on 4-day upper lower. I really enjoy the body part splits these days. And then I have to just worry about my big lifts once a week. And I don't do more than 3 sets of them. 3 sets of it be done and then just do my pump work. Everything's hypertrophy. Right? That's kind of be what I'm going to do for a bit, I think, with the squat and the deadlift. I just want to build volume off of my 3 sets. So I want to just probably grab 315 on the bench for pause work and just build up reps with 3 sets. Get as many total reps as I can over time in 3 sets. Same thing on the deadlifts, 550. I'm probably going to start doing them all beltless too. And just build up. I mean, I'd love to build up the deadlift. I've just been doing doubles with that. I mean, I've pulled it for 4 at the best, but I'd love to get up to where I could do like 3 sets of 5 or something with 550. It would be pretty legit. The 1 chip challenge. I don't eat junk food, guys. I'm on lower carbs now. I'm not going to go eat a bunch of Doritos. I'm not doing that stuff. And I'm not going to promote people to eat junk food either, man. I run a health and fitness channel, man. People shouldn't be eating Doritos. Well, Sam, yeah, potentially, yeah. Yeah, when you switched over from, so you're getting a better stretch. It sounds like you were a very tricep dominant bencher. Why don't you just adjust your bench press then to use more chest? Because I don't see why you can't do both. I mean, every chest day, do you not see me do flat and incline barbell and then throw dumbbell work in? I mean, that's a normal day. Why aren't you doing all that stuff? Yeah, it was a reference into the flexible dieting to some extent. But that was really popular at the time. It was really popular at the time. And I trended with it a little bit, messed with it, and ultimately did realize, but I'd already made the name. I realized definitely flexible dieting isn't workable for a lot of people, especially anyone who's been obese in the past. Flexible dieting is great for people with low appetites. Anyone who's been 300 pounds before, it tends to fail miserably. Literally expecting people who have leptin and ghrelin issues from having been 300 pounds to weigh out ice cream on a scale and then put it back in the freezer. You know how delusional that is? Like for a trainer to even think that's going to happen, a complete disconnect from reality. All right. Jason, you remember when you were after Martin sauce 4 or 5 days? That was about 12 years ago. Are you afraid of death? I think everyone's afraid of death to some extent. I think everyone. I think people convince themselves they're not. They believe something stronger enough, their religion. They'll convince themselves they're not. But realistically, fear of the unknown, fear of the end, fear of what's after. Fear of even could death be painful or uncomfortable. You know, I think people fear death. Why do hunter-gatherers not have good physiques? Because they don't lift weights. I mean, Radish, it's pretty much common sense. Resistance training is kind of required to have a good physique. Now, there have been certain points where certain manual laborers still have good physiques, but they're lifting stuff all day. right? So access to not enough calories on their feet all day and no resistance training. Why would they have good physiques? Unless you have a bull like Milo. But that's completely different. He was not a hunter. He's not from a hunter-gatherer society. Milo was from an agricultural society. You know, I've also seen manual laborers who were not fat. Kind of makes a difference. How about I not make a video on that guy? I'll go this. Wow. All right, let me put the insanity of Godis in. All right, make some notes there. Why is the American South? Probably due to sweet tea and frying everything. Is a myostatin deletion mutation useful? No, absolutely not. I don't know why people think that they need to dabble into that. Like, let me ask you a question, Radish. People like to act like this is a big deal. Number one, have you ever seen the side effects of being born with a myostatin problem? It is an excruciating existence, number one. Number two, do we really need to get bigger than Ronnie Coleman? So why don't you just use normal drugs like all the other bodybuilders do? And there's no reason to I mean, do you really need to be more than 290 ripped? So why can't we just use the existing drugs to already get there? Why do we need to add one that's going to make you be in excruciating pain your whole life chasing another 20 pounds of muscle? See what I mean? I mean, is Ronnie Coleman not big enough? Was Jay Cutler not big enough? Like, do you need to be bigger than that? Most people with myostatin, her missing the myostatin gene, can't work out. It hurts too much. So, is it ever acceptable to put your hands on a woman? Probably not. I mean, TY, are you talking about extreme self-defense situations? Maybe. So, okay, let's set that aside. Are you talking about restraining someone who's assaulting you? I'm going to say that would be the acceptable situation. You shouldn't be probably hitting her, but could you restrain someone who is assaulting you like that? No, dude, that's completely unacceptable. Yeah, dude. Only bitch-made dudes hit women. All right, next. All right. How much do you weigh? I'm 220. Jason, why am I so much stronger than most people I see with the greater musculature and I don't even practice? Maybe they don't have as much muscle as you think they do. I don't know. Levers, whatever else. All right, guys, we're an hour 24. I think, man, this has run a long time. Still a decent number of people in though. And I'm probably not going to do the cardio live today because my cold is really bad. I should probably not do the cardio so that I can be good to train tomorrow and get some heavy benching in. You went long today. Well, I'm also not going to do my fasted cardio because I'm sick. Who's up? I don't know, Hellbull. I need to pick a big name tonight. It's actually warmer. It's 60 degrees according to my thing. But I've had all the drainage, guys. I probably filled up a cup full of snot last night. I need to really wash that towel. I had it bad after I took the thing. I took another Mucinex and everything. My temperature broke though with some ibuprofen. So that's fixed. But so I need to probably not do any training today on my off day. Get some good quality food in when I break my fast, and get ready to bench tomorrow, right? So, it's 25 right now. Oh man. All right, guys. So we're going to probably wind this down. I'll give you guys a forearm shot. Give you guys a mount biceps. Oh, mount biceps. You guys want a calf shot too? Oh, calf shot. Hold on. For all the haters. And